Podcast Studios. This is After 9 with Scott and Kat.
Oh, hi, friends. Welcome to it. Kat Callahan here. Dave Blizzard over there. And maybe Octavia will pop in here and there. Hello, Dave.
Hi there.
I wanted to start by actually rewinding back to last week on Thursday and say how amazing it was to have so many people from London come out and say hi to us.
Yeah, that was really nice.
That was so cool.
I love the generosity of people around the holidays. It's so nice to be able to organize some of these events and see people come out. The thing that I love is when people come to us to tell us why they're helping out, tell us why they're making a donation.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's a story about a motivation for them personally. They had help when they were younger, or maybe it's just the thing of, I just want to make sure that everybody gets a little bit of something and can have a great Christmas and want to make it memorable for everybody around you.
Yeah, it was really, really super sweet. It was the Toys for Tweens toy drive. So we had an emphasis on the tweens because those are always like the ones that kind of get overlooked from time to time. They do get overlooked when it comes to the toy drives. But we had we had one podcast listener, thank you, you know who you are, who came out to donate cash, which was really, really nice during our matching hour. So Certa Pro Painters matched up to $1,000 that hour. We had members from the London Lightning coming to hang out with us too. So lots of love there. It was great. And then, busy weekend. I feel like, did you go anywhere near a mall this weekend? I don't think you did, right?
No. I actually did my first family Christmas of the season. First actual opening gifts and dinner and all that kind of stuff.
Does it feel like Christmas for you now that you did that?
No.
Still no?
Still no.
Really?
No. I don't know why. I have no idea why. It hasn't kicked in quite yet.
Really?
Actually, I think I do know why.
Why?
Because I haven't watched Home Alone yet. That's my thing.
We started it last night, but we didn't complete it.
How do you not get through?
Because
it's like an hour and a half long.
Because we have kids who were getting like ants in their pants.
Were they bored of it? Are they too young for it?
They like it. No, they actually really like Home Alone. We watched it last Christmas 4 times. So, but they just, I don't know, they were antsy. They wanted to dance, have a dance party instead. So I was like, fine, we'll do a dance party. But now we'll never know what happened to Kevin McAllister.
Well,
I'm just kidding.
If they end up going ahead with these sequels that they keep talking about, we may find out what happened to Kevin McAllister.
So yeah, funny enough, I just started it. But for me too, I need to get the Griswold going. I need Elf on. There's a few I gotta get to for sure. I went to, going back to why I was asking about a mall. I went to go to the grocery store, and it's a grocery store attached to a mall in Waterloo. You might be familiar with this.
Yes.
On Saturday, I left immediately after I drove into it because it took me 15 minutes to even get through to go around. There were that many cars. I couldn't even, not only were there no parking spots, everyone was stuck because there were no places for anyone to go. It was the craziest. The mall was packed.
Here, I'm going to give you a blanket complaint statement.
Okay.
It's too much traffic.
Honestly.
And we're not even going to tell you where or anything. Just there's too much traffic.
It was insane. So I ended up going to a totally different place to go grocery shop because all I needed to do was go grocery shopping. I didn't need to go to the mall, but it was nuts. So if that's you that has to go shopping, do it during the day or at night on a weekday. Because my gosh, I can't even imagine what this coming weekend's going to be like. It's going to be insane. I do feel Christmassy though. I'm pretty much ready to go wrap some stuff up. It was good.
Planning on starting my shopping tomorrow. So yeah, that's probably when I'll get into the spirit.
You know what the problem is though is, okay, so you could shop in person and that's fine. And if you could put up with that, do it. My problem is I go to check things out now online and nothing can be guaranteed by Christmas unless you're on Amazon 2-day and it's a pretty common thing. Some of the things that I was looking up this weekend was it's not going to come till the 27th, 28th, 29th of December.
What if you're my grandma and you still mail checks? Will I be able to get that check before Christmas?
Actually, good news there. If you are waiting on that strike to come to an end, is it pause? They use the word paused?
I would say that. That's the perfect way to describe it.
They're just so far apart, by the way. The federal government had to bust in there, which it's good. I think that they made the right choice, and they announced this weekend, in case you missed it. But they asked the Canada Industrial Relations Board, special shout out to you who never gets any cred.
You never get any love.
You never get the cred. They had to step in and end the strike by postal workers. So although we're going to call it an end, it is for now and possibly forever because it depends what happens in between now and May, the end of May, when this pause is on for. So in other words, people that work for Canada Post are getting back to work as early as tomorrow. Yeah,
so this will give them another 6 months to negotiate, hopefully in good faith. They both said to each other, look, we're a little further away than we wanted to be, obviously, at this point. But
yep,
let's go. Let's get it done.
Yeah.
Let's go. And then that's the hope that they'll be able to get it done sometime in the next 6 months. I really don't. I hope we don't have to extend this thing in May. Hopefully they can get back to work and figure this out and then get it all taken care of at the bargaining table.
Totes agree. I hope that is the case. But keep in mind, be patient too. Like I know some people are actually waiting on packages. And I know there's been people complaining about it. You will eventually get it, but I'd imagine the backlog is insane.
Whose sack is going to be bigger over the next couple of weeks? Your mail carrier or Santa?
Honestly, I love, like, they've been working so hard to get better, like, benefits in terms of, like, the health and safety because they carry a lot and items are getting heavier. We're ordering more things and Canada Post workers are doing more. And now it's like, okay, here's 90 times the amount of stuff you'd usually deliver. Here you go.
I'm just very excited to get my Yisk and my Struck Tube flyers.
Are you pumped? Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to... They've got to put... There's no way that they can actually mail every flyer. Most of those are expired if there's coupons in it or the deals are gone.
Yeah, spicy chicken sandwich combo expires December 3rd. Oh,
yeah, exactly. Order by November 20th.
Oh.
What the heck? Chrystia Freeland stepped down.
I saw that. Yeah, that just sort of happened right before we started recording the pod.
Interesting. Is it because Canada is not doing well in one way or another?
No.
Well, here's what her letter says that she posted on here, and by all means, read the whole thing if you want. I'm reading this straight from her X account, and you can do that too. She posted the letter, her letter saying bye-bye to the Prime Minister. It has been the honor of my life to serve in government, working for Canada and Canadians. We have accomplished a lot together. On Friday, you told me you no longer want me to serve as your finance minister and offered me another position in the cabinet. Upon reflection, I have concluded that the only honest and viable path is for me to resign from the cabinet. And again, it does go on if you want to see that. But as you can imagine, there's a lot of different responses to that right about now. But you could check that out online if you so choose.
People are hoping that other members of the government will just step down.
I know. Well, is that going to be the beginning of other things? If he had that conversation with her, did he have a conversation with other people?
Well, there's supposed to be a cabinet shuffle happening too, right? So that's supposed to shuffle as it's intended to, and maybe she doesn't.
And none of that. Well, can I just say I do respect anyone who looks at whatever's being offered to them, whether they lose something or whether they're just being offered something and says, yeah, that's not for me. Because she could have by all means taken whatever else he was handing her, the whatever, minister of this, that, and the next thing. And she would have been like, sure, I'll take the paycheck. But she's choosing not to because whatever it was that she was being offered was not for her. So I do respect that. I do have a lot of respect for that. Speaking of government, let's head over to the States for a second.
Yeah.
There's a lot of drone footage online you guys might be seeing. I guess we'll go with drone. That's the best way that we could come up with what this is. I started seeing these videos popping up. My husband was sharing them with me too this weekend. Like, what is this? Is this the aliens? Because we always like share things that we think might be UAPs or something like that. And I'm like, no, that looks like straight up drones. But they move differently than any drone I've ever seen. If we should preface this by saying if these videos are true. But a lot of these were taken in New Jersey. And by all means, I think they're real because they're from multiple angles of the same thing. So these are multiple people popping up their phones and going, what is this in the sky, etc. And it was like right along the Jersey shore. There's some other East Coast states that say that they've seen this drone activity. But now Homeland Security has stepped in. They say there's no question people are seeing drones. I want to assure the American people that the American public, that we in the federal government have deployed additional resources, personnel, technology to assist the New Jersey State Police in addressing the drone sightings. And he says, by all means, if there's any reason for concern, if we identify any foreign involvement or criminal activity, we will communicate with the American public accordingly.
Is there nothing that they can do to take one down just to see what's doing?
Well, if you do that, do you raise the risk of pissing off some country that launched these for whatever, obviously nefarious reasons?
Yeah, it's on the shore. If it's some other country, it's on the shore.
It's there in their. It's on their property line.
It's on somebody else's. Yeah, it's on the property line.
Right,
yeah,
if you will. Like,
it's on this side of the buoy,
and it's not even necessarily all airspace. Because have you seen some of these videos? Again, if these videos are not doctored, these drones look like they're, or whatever the hell they are, look like they're going in the water and back out. Which many people say some UAPs are able that they've seen.
I'm seeing a lot of community notes on those posts too, though, where they're like, "This is an old video. This isn't this." That's the problem now with social media, is that so many people can post something, and if enough people see it, they just take it as truth.
Yeah, totally.
No matter whether it's been researched or not, they just take the word for it. The original poster, which is funny because you'll take their word for it, but when the news has researched something or actually done some investigative journalism, you're like, no, I don't believe that. you didn't do the right journalism. You didn't do the right storytelling that I wanted you to do.
Right.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I don't want to rant.
There's always going to be those people. Did you catch any of SNL over the weekend?
I only caught a couple of highlights, but I do have it sitting on the PVR. I want to watch it.
Good. Chris Rock hosted, and we knew he would be funny, and sure enough, he was. He tackled several things that were happening in the world or that just happened recently, including the Mike Tyson fight. Listen to this.
Jake Paul beating Mike Tyson. What the hell? Who is this Jake Paul? The 27-year-old punching a 60-year-old man in the face? Is this what the white man has reduced himself to? Stop it! Well, who's he gonna fight next? Morgan Freeman? I hate Jake Paul. I got landlord hate for him. I hate him like cocaine hates monogamy.
He tackled a few different things. Here's a little bit more.
Trump is not playing, man. That's right. This time is totally different. He's working with the #1 African American in the world, the richest African American in the world, Elon Musk. That's right, he is African American. Elon got more kids than the Cleveland Browns. That's right, nobody knows how to get rid of people like a South African.
What I was really looking forward to, aside from Chris Rock's monologue, which was pretty funny, was who might show up. And sure enough, his buddy Adam Sandler did. I'm going to set the scene for this before I play it for you. So in this, it's taking place during a surgery, and you don't see the patient. The patient is like under the, the whatever surgery garb, if you will. You don't see their face, and something is going terribly wrong, and suddenly the patient wakes up. But there's already a puncture, and they're trying to blame one specific staff member, a specific nurse or doctor that's in the room. So there's a room full of people. He's got this prosthetic thing hanging off of him, which is shooting blood out.
Yes.
And they had way too much fun with it. Listen to this.
And you, not sure what your role in this skit is, but so happy you're getting airtime. Good luck. Hope your parents are proud of you. Thanks.
Oh, thank God he skipped me.
No. I was just getting to you.
Dad, how much blood you got?
You know what? Apparently a lot, but maybe I'll stop bleeding if you open your mouth.
Why?
I love it. I love the friendship that they carried on for so many years. So watch it if you haven't seen it, for sure. Yes, Global TV app, by the way. You guys can watch that anytime. It's just, I think it's available as of now if you want to check it out. Well, Chris Rock was doing that. Will Smith was on stage somewhere else. And those two will never get along, right? You don't see a future where Chris Rock and Will Smith are ever going to be friendly again, do you?
No, and I didn't really know that Will Smith was out doing things. And isn't it interesting that the only time we've really heard from him was on the weekend that Chris Rock was
weird.
hosting SNL?
I thought that was kind of strange too. And Will Smith made his mark. I will tell you that much right now, because he went out of his way to let people know how he feels about Diddy. And by the way, he's seen the memes that people have been posting. I don't know if you've seen any of these, because there's so many memes about everybody and their involvement or not. Are they involved or not with Diddy? But he made it perfectly clear in the middle of performing songs, by the way. This is not a stand-up routine. Will Smith was not trying to be a comedian, but he stopped down between performing songs to say this.
And I've been seeing y'all memes and stuff. People be making memes. I see the memes. I said, no, some of that stuff is funny. Some of it's funny. But I haven't addressed any of this publicly, but I just want to say this very clearly. I don't have to do with Puffy, so y'all can stop all their memes. I can stop all of that bull. I ain't nowhere near no damn freak off.
Nowhere near no freak off. He's like, I've had enough controversy. You guys can leave me alone. Leave me out of it. Last thing we're going to do here. I saw this thread, and it kind of makes me sad that we even have to put this out there. But it's a thread where people are suggesting jobs that are perfect for people who don't like people.
Oh, okay. There we go.
So I know there's people out there that just naturally don't want to work with people, but maybe it's more so like you just don't want to be in a customer service scenario. For sure. I don't believe everyone should be in customer service. In fact, I think a lot of people in customer service shouldn't be in customer service.
Yep.
But there are some jobs that make you kind of alone, like very alone. So I'm going to go through this list. If you don't like people, and I guess you're considering a new career path, if you're doing things surrounded by people, here it is. Number 1, power plant operator. How many positions are there even for that? I don't know, but they say most of it is sitting in a room at a control panel that auto fixes itself 99% of the time. So Homer Simpson's like situation in The Simpsons is actually legit. That's what they do.
Well, let me look it up here. Power plant job openings.
That's exactly what they do.
So do you know someone who does it, Octavia?
My dad, yeah.
Oh, really?
Wait a minute, are you calling your dad out for doing nothing? I feel like you probably do have to have a good amount of training because if stuff does go wrong, you need to know what you're doing.
Yeah, there's a little bit more to it than that in my understanding of it. But yeah, you're in charge of all the panels and stuff.
Okay, all right. They also say, now this one's not going to be the easiest route, but some kinds of doctors, like a pathologist or work with the dead, a morgue doctor. Do they need a doctor at the morgue? Like, I don't mean to seem oblivious to what's happening in the world, but think about that for a second. The bodies that come in are dead.
I would think so because the doctor is able to identify things that, I don't know, if I'm not a doctor, I probably wouldn't know what it is.
So basically it's after they've been like exhumed and stuff like that the doctor comes into play at the morgue?
I Googled it and Google is saying it's the person, like the forensic pathologist is really what they're saying.
Okay.
A morgue doctor is.
So a pathologist right in the line. Okay, fine, great. Lighthouse keeper is also on the list.
Again, these
That's
jobs.
That's a job, though. That's a job.
Where do I find these jobs? Like,
that sounds very old-timey.
Where's the closest lighthouse to us?
Like, do I go to Indeed and look for this? Or, like, how do I find this? Is this on Workopolis?
I feel like you might have to know somebody
I think so
to
too.
get a job like that.
I think so, too. Like, you happen to, like, I don't know, have a boat nearby and a marina that has a lighthouse and you work your way up to being the lighthouse keeper.
So start hanging around bars that are near lighthouses. Maybe that's it.
That's it. All right, good. Any job that allows you to wear earphones while working is the job for you if you don't like people.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I guess so. And I'm trying to think of what jobs those would be. Nothing dangerous, I guess, because you can't do that. Any job that'll, night shift. Any night shift security guard.
Yeah.
They say preferably at a museum.
Well, listen.
That sounds like a setup for a movie.
Yeah,
certainly
right?
is.
Never heard that before.
But they must, I mean, it depends on the museum. I don't know. Some probably just hit the lock and put the alarm system on. But if you can get a job as a security guard, you're just walking around by yourself. You just have to be a night owl. That's all you have to be. A baker. The only con they say is obviously you have to wake up very early. So I know someone that owns a Cobb's bakery.
Oh.
And they, for years, they now are at the point where somebody else does it for them, but for years they liked the getting up early thing. So they were in at 3 a.m. They start the baking process, etc. But I will say the only thing.
Hold on a second. So I need to pause. Can I just rewind for 1 second? This is the first I've heard that you have a friend who owns a Cobb's.
I do.
You've had the link on those apple pie scones this whole time, and you've not brought a single one here.
Message Tracy and Michael, lovely couple that own the Cobb's. It's a Cobb's, and I want to say, oh my gosh, it's either Burlington or Oakville.
Okay, well, let me just say this. I'm going to cut Kat out of this conversation. We don't need a middleman in this situation. So, Tracy, Mike, please contact me, and apple pie scones are going to be the conversation. I'm telling you right now.
They're honestly, and they have, I know, they've got it made. And they always say, come by anytime, but I just don't find myself at the Cobb's there.
It's bread. How could you not find yourself there?
I just don't, because it's just the location. I don't live there.
I'd ask them to move in. I want the fresh bread smell all the time. Can I just say this? Octavia used to work in a bakery.
Yes, she did.
Did you get sick of fresh bread smell?
Nope.
Good. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that wasn't possible.
I hope it's not possible. I drive by sometimes the Weston, is it Weston still? Wonder, one of the two. I'm so sorry to screw that up. I think it's the same company. But it smells delightful now and again. There's also a Dare cookie company that smells really good outside. But I'm wondering if you do get sick of it when you do work in the atmosphere. I do. Probably.
I would imagine so. After a while, it just becomes a smell that you're like, it's just always there.
every day.
Actually, I think what would happen is it would become less exciting when you smell it elsewhere.
Oh.
Do you know, like if you work in like a bakery and you smell fresh bread somewhere else, you might not get the same feeling as average Joe like me, who smells fresh bread anywhere and goes, nice.
Or like a Cinnabon.
Yeah.
Like Cinnabon's another one too.
Do you go in, Octavia, and judge the smell and be like, it's probably not going to be that great of a bread because it doesn't smell that good?
No, I'm not that good. I feel like bread just smells like bread.
Okay.
You did a lot of cakes when you were there too, right?
I did, but I did do some baking and stuff with the bread as well. Yeah. So, I mean, it's...
Are you good at kneading?
Oh, excellent.
Okay, good.
Are
Good.
you-
If I need anything kneaded, I know who to go to.
I don't think I've needed a day in my life.
Should really give it a try.
Should I?
You know what? I've just never had the need.
Okay. What I was going to say, by the way, on the note of the Cobbs, on the note of the Cobbs, well, I was going to say they're the most friendly people you'll ever meet in your life. But the thing is, you actually do kind of have to see people because if you're a baker and you also like run the store, you do have to be friendly enough. And if your business is going well, you're going to see a lot of people.
You don't have to be friendly.
You
I've
don't?
experienced some bakers that
if it's your place, I would if you want repeat customers. But hey, it's not my business. It's not my business. Commercial truck driver. That's an obvious one. You drive truck all day. You don't have to talk. Well, what do you talk to people on the seat? Oh, hang on. I know what the name of it is. I know you're looking at me like you don't know the name of it. I do.
Uh-huh.
What's that radio called, Octavia? Help me.
like a CB radio.
Thank you. That's the one.
That's a cheat code to have Octavia sitting here. That's not fair.
I didn't want you to answer it. I wanted
She knows
Octavia.
things.
Have you ever played on one of those before, by the way?
Yeah.
Yeah, samesies. But it's kind of creepy at the same time because after you watch, what's that movie with Paul Walker?
Fast and Furious?
No, there's another, Joyride.
I was just trying to pick
I
all
know
those
that, but
movies
it's actually a car movie too. Joyride. Anyway, if you've seen the movie Joyride, you know what I mean. It's a scary thing, a CB radio. And then finally, radiologist, I'll name a few more here, and areas of horticulture, welder, locomotive engineer, handcrafted soap maker. Okay, now they're just getting fancy. The rest of the list is kind of stupid after that.
Well, you'd have to be a people person to be a horticulture, to be on whores all day. Isn't that what that job is?
Yes, that's exactly what it is. Exactly what it is.
That's what I thought.
Thanks for checking out the pod, friends. We'll be back on at some point this week. Have yourself a
We
good
hope you
one.
got something out of it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.